We will be free! For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order!
All right, so the 6.
Uh-huh.
A motion to reconsider
Okay.
is made at a session with a group that has regular monthly sessions.
Okay.
It is not called up. Any suspension of action related to the motion to reconsider terminates. A, at the end of the current meeting, regardless of the number of meetings in a session. B, at the end of the current session. C, at the end of the next regular session. D, at the end of a quarterly interval.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack.
I know, and I wouldn't get this.
Let's do this again from the top. We have a motion to what?
A motion to reconsider is made.
Reconsider something that's... Okay, so that would be something that was previously adopted.
Right.
Yeah.
At a session.
Okay.
With a group that has regular monthly sessions. So they'll be meeting again within the month.
Okay.
The motion to reconsider is not called up. It's made, but not called up.
Okay.
Any suspension of action related to the motion to reconsider terminates. A, at the end of the current meeting, regardless of the number of meetings in a session.
Okay.
B, at the end of the current session. C, at the end of the next regular session. D, at the end of a quarterly interval.
Okay, first of all, I don't think, because they have regular sessions, I don't think quarterly has anything to do with it. So I'm going to, just first thing says no on D. A was what again? About?
At the end of the current meeting, regardless of the number of meetings in a session.
That doesn't make any sense in general, because if you have multiple meetings in a session, then the stuff is still pending throughout the entire session. So I'm not saying A. B was?
At the end of the current session.
The end of the current session. C was at the end of the next one?
Yes, at the end of the next regular session, which would be within a month.
The safe answer is B. But I'm gonna outfox myself and say C.
It is C.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
and that's, it does matter that they have regular monthly sessions and the whole quarterly thing comes into play. If they didn't have regular monthly sessions, I think it would be D.
Yeah,
at the end of the quarter.
That's why that's why I said D didn't make any sense, because they have the regular ones.
Right.
You know, that's what you're saying, but you know, reversing the direction, but same conclusion.
But it is C.
What's our citation?
Oh, I thought it was given section 37.
Okay.
This beer is really getting to me, man.
Was it 321? Okay. Whoops, it's too far. Whoops, come here, you.
And I know motions
It'll be in section 35, rescind, I'm guessing. No.
No, 37.
37, reconsider. That should be right. Duh. I can't read my own tabs.
And I know reconsider does confuse people with being able to make it and not call it up.
Well, people keep getting meetings within a session straight. It can be hard enough, to be honest.
So,
I mean, we got, I mean, working with all this stuff has helped to get it straight in my head, which makes a big difference. But there's still a lot of other people that don't understand how that ties together. 321, 9 to 28, that is under further rules and explanations.
Okay, let me find that.
Right after the standard characteristics. So
yeah.
It is that very first... Oh, wait a minute.
It got rewritten?
This has been rewritten.
All right, then you're going to need to read it.
Okay.
And I'll try to find it in here.
Okay. This is in the 11th, because we're citing off the 11th, folks, just to remember the 12th is a little bit different. Okay. Suspending effect of making a motion to reconsider. That's the title of the section.
Oh, okay. It's 3711 in the new version.
Okay. The effect of making a motion to reconsider is the suspension of all action that depends on the result of the vote proposed to be reconsidered, either A, until the motion to reconsider has been voted on, and if the motion is adopted, until the reconsideration is completed, or B, if the motion to reconsider is not taken up until the suspension terminates as followed. Okay, now we're getting into the meat of it. If no more than a quarterly time interval will elapse until the next regular session, and We said this was monthly.
Mm-hmm.
But more than a quarter. But if more, excuse me, I jumped there. If no more than a quarterly time interval will elapse until the next regular session, the suspension terminates with the adjournment of the next regular session. But if more than a quarterly time interval intervene before the next regular session, the suspension terminates with the end of the same session in which the motion is made. Okay, so let's look back at the options again. Now, I already said that, okay, so the end of the quarterly would apply that first part of that. If there's more than a quarterly time interval, it would terminate.
Right.
The second part of this is that if more than a quarterly time interval, the suspension rate at the end of the same session, which
Right.
is what B would have been.
Right.
I said C because B to me made sense, but C sounded like the right answer just because of some sort of counterintuitive thinking in my head.
So say, for instance, at our national convention,
Yeah.
a motion to reconsider was made.
Mhm.
The next meeting of the national convention isn't for 2 years. It would die at the end of
Right.
that convention.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you have just a board who meets every month,
Right.
the motion to reconsider, if it's not on one session, it'll go to the next meeting.
As long as it's within the quarter, right?
Right. Yeah. So to be fair, folks, I thought I was guessing the wrong answer, and I actually guessed the right answer.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
So.
Viva! Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed? You say nay. Opposed! Opposed! The motion carries anyway.